back to another episode of It Resolves. My name is Kevin.
My name is Will. Thank you for tuning in, watching, or listening, doing it however you're doing it, where you're doing it. That was the jazz version.
That was delightful.
See how we run around a little bit?
So also, before we jump into this, the sound you just made reminded me of the last podcast episode. Somebody actually did ask what that sound was.
Oh, here, let me show you. YouTube
Please,
subscribers.
For anybody.
Bottle of water.
It's like a magic trick.
And you just suck it up a little bit.
It's good life advice.
It's
that actually is good life. Just suck it up a little bit. Get over it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
this yeah, that's still here. I have been coughing now for 953 days. It's unrelenting. I have lost sleep. That's not a joke for the bit. I sometimes now will wake up and just cough.
Yeah.
And then I can't go back to sleep.
And then I have to coddle him back. It's terrible.
It's rough because he wakes up too, and it's weird.
It's just so loud.
I don't like to wake him up because he gets out for work before me.
Yeah.
And then I just feel beholden to him. So sometimes I try to get up and like make breakfast, but then
he doesn't make breakfast very well.
I don't. I never learned how to do it. I can't.
It always comes out as lunch.
I know. I'm just like, I was started with pancakes, and now I have a sandwich. Here you go, honey.
And scene. Okay, welcome to the episode. As always, these episodes are brought to you by you guys. I stole Will's line because he can't talk. We don't have any new patrons, but we do always want to thank the patrons, of course, for the phenomenal support.
Yeah, you guys rock.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
You rock our socks off.
Also, we have a giveaway going on right
whoop,
now.
whoop.
So with Theros Beyond Death coming out technically this weekend, we thought we would do our normal thing. We're going to give away a bundle.
Yeah. Get you a head start on that set collecting.
Heck yes.
Or pimping out your decks.
Yo, there's some really solid cards. There's a lot of cool stuff in this. So if you would like to enter, all you have to do our normal things, sub to the channel, comment on any video, does not matter which one, with hashtag Theros giveaway.
It could be
and you're entered to win.
Intro to It Resolves video.
That's
a fun one.
That's a bad one.
No, I love it. What are you talking about?
The intro to It Resolves is so bad.
No, it's not.
We need to redo it.
Are you talking about the one where we're in the beginning and we don't know what to do with our hands and that?
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Okay, no, that one was pretty fun.
What did you? What were you?
I think I was thinking the one with Tyler where we did the partner thing. That one's bad. That one's very bad.
No.
Also, if you hear a dog in the background, there's a dog in the background.
Let's dispel the mystery. It is a dog.
It is
it's
a dog.
real life
Surprise.
Dog.
Yeah. But winner will be chosen on Monday, I believe, January 27th.
I'm trying to remember
just a heads up.
What the fuck that video was.
It was the introduction of the partnership between It Resolves and Burst of Knowledge.
Channel still?
No. Well,
Good.
the video probably is,
Oh, no.
but we don't have ourselves. We're not partnered with Tyler anymore.
It's okay. We can fix that.
Nothing went wrong, by the way, with Tyler. He just kind of didn't do any content.
I was gonna say nothing went wrong. Nothing went.
Nothing went. So we just stopped partnering.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm glad that you did that.
A true artist finds every camera.
Yeah. Guys, we are going to be talking about Theros Beyond Death. We did a little bit of like, I'll say impromptu, so to speak, card review last time on the podcast.
Yep.
We did miss a few cards because they just were not out yet. Today, we're kind of talking about, I guess, decks in general. Nothing like...
Kind of what I predict Standard to kind of do.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on Standard.
Cool.
You were talking to me about a really sweet deck. But
yeah, it's very nice.
Before we jump into that, we have our random card of the day.
In
3, 2, 1, maybe?
Can I?
4, 5, oh. Archon of Absolution.
Yeah, this is new.
Archon of Absolution.
Yep.
This
is a weird card.
Yeah, but it's actually, in draft, it's pretty solid. So...
It's fine.
It's 3 and a white for a 3/2 flyer.
Yep.
Protection from white.
That's why it's weird.
That's a weird thing. And then creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures.
I like that.
Yeah, that's super good. So I thought this card was good when I initially saw it for draft.
Okay.
I didn't necessarily think it was like amazing.
Okay.
I was like, it's a 3/2 flyer for 4. That's fine. Pro white random upside, I guess. I mean, you play it in any deck, but against a white deck, cool.
Right.
And then yeah, that incremental value, like whatever. But in drafting Throne, I've found that it's definitely higher than I
Yeah.
gave it credit for.
So yeah, pro anything is usually a tip that this card has some legs in limited.
Yeah.
Because it's already got evasion. Evasion is very
in
nice. The fact that it's pro white is important because in limited sets, a lot of your good removals in white. So you think black, red, white usually for removal in that order. Black has got target destroy stuff. Red has got flat damage. White has a lot of target destroy with specific kind of clauses. Has to be attacking, has to be blocking, has to have attacked, has to have power for like stuff like that. The fact that this misses an entire chunk of removal is pretty sweet. The fact that it's a 3/2 flyer is pretty sweet. That's double evasion. In one card. And now it gives myself and planeswalkers on my draft some added protection as well. They don't have really attacks on curve. They can't play out, their turn 4 guy and still have combat phase.
Exactly. That was my kind of like, I guess, thing where I was like, okay, this has incremental value because of that clause, but I didn't necessarily think it was quite as powerful as it's turned out to be. Because I mean, you nailed it. Like as soon as they're not able to play stuff on curve, you're now gaining advantage every single turn. And so you basically set them a turn back if they're planning to attack you or a planeswalker you control, and that's huge. That's a good thing. So nice. Definitely a great limited card. Probably wouldn't play it anywhere else. Standard sideboard, maybe. I doubt it.
I struggle to find the place for
hate bear deck
for this. Maybe.
It's a really expensive hate bear.
there's a weird Esper list that people are thinking about that you might have an argument to put in there because it uses a lot of walkers. So
protection from but
maybe because the things you want to do on turn 4 constructed are a lot different than what you want to do turn 4 limited. Turn 4 limited, you want to establish your board a little more or clear out one of their threats. You kind of take control of the board. A little bit differently, right? And play it one big thing. Turn 4 constructed can be can go in a lot of different directions. It can be that, or it can be like, I'm going to Thought Erasure and then do this other thing, or I'm going to play out this combo piece and use what I set up in the first 3 turns. So like it's different. So like this doesn't do anything for you turn 4 in that. And it being 3/2, there's enough in constructed that does 2 damage.
There's plenty. It just dies too easily.
Exactly. This is a good example to talk about one of the decks we'll talk about.
Do you want to segue into it?
Let's segue into it.
Do it.
So it's staggered. We talked about staggered power toughness being. It's not bad by any means. I just don't like it. It just makes me feel funny. But there's a lot of cards in Theros Beyond Death and then Standard right now that have kind of staggered power toughness like that. So let's talk about a deck that takes advantage of that and does many other things.
Is this one?
Yeah, you can tap as much as you want. That's fine.
I didn't know which one you were talking about, so I'm assuming it was this one.
So we opened the show by saying we wanted to talk a little bit about what Standard might do once Theros is unleashed on the meta. A lot. Obviously, it's a brand new set. We get a bunch of new cards. we get lots of new cards. Whoop. It's like Valentine's Day over here. Whoop, someone spilled Hallmark. Whoop, there's all these cards. So we get to play with all this new stuff. And one deck that's kind of risen in rumor and conversation and Reddit boards across the internet. You have to it's one of those things where you have to cleanse yourself.
Get it out of your mouth.
You have to talk about Reddit because it's Reddit, but then you don't ever want to. It's like, ugh. Reddit's.
I feel that.
Reddit.
Gosh darn it, Reddit.
We love to hate ourselves. Pause.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Sorry, it seems like medicine at this point. Oh, it is helping. Thank you.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so this deck is. I hesitate to call it Rakdos aggro, but that's kind of what people have coined it as. It is an aggressive deck in that. once it gets rolling, its damage output is pretty high. So
And pretty quick,
yes,
from my understanding.
yes,
It just happens to not be by swinging in.
usually you can.
You can.
It turns out that eventually you get to do that for for free. So how it works, the classic Cauldron Familiar Witch's Oven combo has been around. I'll say around. It's been around since the set's been around, but it's been good since constructive blocks and blah blah blah. Fuck it. You know what I'm trying to say. This found new life with Mayhem Devil.
Yeah.
Being the kind of 3-part engine to this crispy deck. And as well as a couple other pieces that are coming in Theros. So we'll talk about the smaller pieces and then the big, just the fattest, thickest piece you could mention. It's just a
so excited to hear about this thick piece.
just a freaking unit of a piece of this deck. But a couple others. Will you can you do me one little favor?
What can I do for you,
Can
my friend?
hit me up that Mythic spoiler page?
Oh yeah.
Will you throw me that mouse? Those mouse.
Those mouse?
Yeah, will you throw me that mouse? Will you throw me those mouse?
Literally, you're talking.
That
Okay.
mouse.
So
I need to get to him.
thank you.
Oh
Karma
wow.
is my name 11 for commenting on our Instagram. Super appreciate it.
Hey, it happens live. The hit results nation never sleeps, but we probably should because we all fucking pale. There's more there, but
We're gonna leave it be.
Mhm.
So Careless
sir.
Celebrant.
Right.
What
so,
we got?
We talked earlier about last episode, really, about there needing to be better payoff to sacrifice stuff.
Yeah.
It's a great example of that. This is your Goblin Crater Maker, a little bit worse, but this is that style card where it dies and it does damage.
Mhm.
Bonus sacrifice things. That's cool. So that gives the deck a 2-drop that it's so viciously needed. There wasn't a great one before. Midnight Reaper is obviously still a part of this deck. Anything that works off sacrificing creatures, not necessarily to itself, because you really want one proc and kind of some chain reactions and stuff. But this deck runs, and flows with this interaction. You have a Mayhem Devil. You have a Cauldron Familiar. You have a Witch's Oven. You sacrifice the Cauldron Familiar to Witch's Oven to get a food. It's pretty simple. Mayhem Devil procs. You can swing it to face, or you can ping something off the board and kill it. And then you sacrifice the food, get your Cauldron Familiar back. Not in the same turn always, but you know what I mean. You need mana to do it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But as soon as that comes back, wham, it happens again. Except they're also drained an additional life. And you gain a life from your kitty cat. So that recursion gets 100% better, or that interaction rather gets 100% better right off the bat. You're doing an extra damage.
Yeah.
From your Mayhem Devil. And on the other side, you're doing a damage as well when you sacrifice the food, because that didn't happen before.
Yeah.
So Mayhem Devil, just kind of out of nowhere, becomes this sniper-esque pew pew damage here, damage there, pew 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 kind of card, which is great. You throw in cards like the Careless Celebrant, and then wham, it's a lightning bolt for sacrificing Careless Celebrant. Things you want to do anyway.
Yeah.
Did you sack it to Witch's Oven? Congrats, now you have a food as well.
Yeah.
That's great. Another card, Calming this fall, coming from Theros Beyond Deck. Beyond
Deck.
Get beyond this deck, bro. Check it out.
It's a big old deck.
Where is she? He. I forgot his name.
The
This
Titan?
one, NX.
NX.
NX, Hard in the Forge.
Yeah.
Hard in the paint, more like. Get dunked on. Fuck it. So its power grows based on your devotion to red. The more you are devoted to red, the stronger it gets. But if you sack something to Witch's Oven that has power 4 or greater, you get 2 food. Oh my gosh, 2 things to sacrifice, 2 things to proc Mayhem Devil. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, 2 Mayhem Devils on the field, do it two more times. Oh my god, it's crazy. The synergy is stupid.
Yeah.
Let's talk now, though, about, we teased it, that big, meaty unit. I knew it wasn't Croza last episode. I was being a tool. It's Croxa, obviously. I was being a little wiener.
I love this.
I know it's Croxa. But Croxa, Titan of Death's Hunger. Let's talk game mechanics. Because this is fun. This is tricky.
This is ridiculous to me.
So, Croxa comes in for its 2 mana cost. You cast it for its 2 mana cost. And you have to sacrifice it. However, in response to the sacrifice trigger happening, you can sacrifice Croxa to Witch's Oven. So that puts that on the stack. God bless the stack. So that happens and you get 2 food because Croxa is a 6/6, obviously.
Yes.
But whoa, look at that. There's more stuff on the stack. What is it? It's Crox's effect.
Yep.
Surprise. So you have to sacrifice it again. Even though it's already dead. I don't know. Figure that out. But you do. You have to sacrifice it again. So you sacrifice Croxa, right? Then their opponent has to discard stuff, and if they discarded a land, they take 3 life. Cool, whatever.
Well, it doesn't matter that you're sacrificing it twice.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Does it not? Oh, unless you're triggering it.
Mayhem Devil says no, sir.
I thought you were just talking based on its effect. Because the way that this reads is when it enters the battlefield. That's why you can put the Witch's Oven on the stack. Because it is actually hitting the battlefield, just to be clear.
Yes.
So if it didn't do that, that would be a problem.
Great Scott, you've uncovered it.
Look at that.
Great Scott.
Great Scott. But it's such a such a great value play. I love these Titans, dude. These are sick. I love the value off of 1 card like this. This is sweet. I know there's value elsewhere, but like even just alone with this card is sweet.
Yeah. So pair this up with literally 2 other cards in the deck. Mayhem Devil, Witch's Oven.
Yep.
And this gets dumb.
Yeah.
You have the potential to deal 5 damage if you want to go to face. That's pretty good. That's a Lava Axe for free. It's a Lava
Axe for free.
And they're down a card.
Seems great. Seems like a lot of value.
Oh, you have 2 food now also. Seems pretty good. So, yeah, this deck is really fast.
Yeah.
It's really mean.
Yeah.
Will, what? How'd you find out about this deck? Thanks for asking. YouTube and Twitch.
People like us. People who are better than us.
In every way. Except for physically, baby.
I make a better breakfast than Will. Anyway,
sorry. Anyway,
sorry. Oh, I love it. That was fun. What else you gotta talk about on this deck?
No, so anyway, Theros got released a little early on Arena. Some people got to play with it a little earlier, so that's how we know about this stuff. That's how some interactions came up. Let's talk about another deck that might be fun. Satyrs. You teased it.
Yeah.
We talked about Annex already. He kind of makes the deck tick a little bit as well. Being an engine to make Satyrs is great. Pair that with Galia or whatever the fuck her name is. I don't remember.
The one that dances a lot.
That dancing satyr.
Endlessly, to be specific.
That energetic dancing satyr.
It is very energetic.
Let's break stuff! All right, I love it now. Sorry, I can't. Just give it a voice and you'll fall in love.
Yeah.
That's great.
There's a lot of really good satyrs in this set, though.
Yes.
I mean, like super solid
the
stuff.
The Celebrant, 2/1 when it does 2 damage. That's a satyr.
Super good. I'm in.
Put Perforos in it. It's fantastic.
Yes. I was looking for a specific satyr.
Put Clothis, God of Destiny, in it.
Oh, Nessian Wanderer. I really like this one.
Oh yeah, it's all right.
What did you just?
Oh,
keys.
Nessian Wanderer is great. Yeah, it's a 3/3 with the dancing satyr on board. It's great. And then it gets a bunch of it gets you
land.
So this deck. Here's the thing. This is going to be probably the top tier 2 deck of the season.
The Satyr deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably not going to be consistent enough. You have to have this Dancy Satyr on board.
Yeah.
And it has to like accrue you enough value that it's,
has
to stay around and do good stuff.
Absolutely.
It being a legendary creature, obviously effects don't stack, but it's fragile like that. It can be picked apart. Spot removal is a real meanie to it.
I mean, sweepers. I mean,
of course,
you just end the game.
Sure, sweepers as well. Other decks like the Rakdos Drain, aggro, whatever the fuck, kind of deck. Don't need to empty their hand necessarily to be lethal.
Yeah.
That deck, by the way, can win on like turn 4, turn 5.
That's insane to me. And standard, that's ridiculous.
Not necessarily deal the damage
right
to win,
but have everything
control the game in a way that
it's very difficult.
It's hard for them to recover.
Yeah. So lots of interesting decks though coming out of this. The one that I do want to talk about, and this is an obvious one. It's been talked about a million different times.
We talked about it last episode.
We talked about it last episode. It is hitting a couple different formats. Pioneer is the big one. But it's the Heliod combo deck with Walking Ballista. A few different lists have come out of this. The one that I've landed on as my, I'll say, personal favorite, that I'd like to kind of play test and brew with maybe a little bit, is LSV's Bant list. So the reason it is Bant is because if you just do like a green-white shell or something like that, you don't get very much protection, and you really want to run green for ramp. You want to be able to ramp this out sooner rather than later. So obvious run green. The blue is there for things like Teferi, that
naturally.
Yeah, I mean it's going to protect the combo because they can't, instant speed react to it.
Is this Pioneer?
This is Pioneer.
Okay.
But I would imagine there's a viable Bant list or something similar in standard right now. I have not looked at standard lists because Pioneer was a big one that it was hitting. I did see a modern list was essentially green-white.
There's not a Heliod combo foreseeably coming to standard.
No. No.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, Walking Ballista doesn't work, so obviously that can't be there.
Correct. We've retired all of our ballistas.
Yes, which sucks.
It's a rocking ballista because they're in the rocking chair in a retirement home. Shady Oaks retirement home. Thopter Foundry.
Is that an Up
just
reference?
Passed. Is it?
Is that Up? The Shady Oaks retirement home from Up? Is that it?
I don't think so.
Are we? I want to know.
It could be in Fallout 4.
I'm looking this up. I'm interested. Man, we get distracted easily.
On your way to that one city. It's not a city. It's sort of a city. It's the one with the supermarket and that abandoned nuclear place. That place. On your way there, there's an abandoned retirement home. That could be it. That could be where I pulled that from. I don't know.
Yo.
Yeah?
Shady Oaks retirement home is definitely the one from Up.
Holy shit.
Look at that.
I just stuck
Why do I know that?
I stuck my hand down in my brain box
and
just wanted to see what stuck to it.
Cell Gaming just entered the giveaway. Way to be there, Cell Gaming.
Thanks.
Anyway.
What's your favorite? Splinter? Master Splinter?
To be very clear, Cell Gaming
Goku?
was referring WoW to Dragon Ball Z.
Goku? He reiterates.
Anyway.
What were we talking about?
I was talking about this ban list. I keep looking for the mouse over here out of pure I'm used to it being over there.
Do it. Where do you want to go?
I was just going to look it through the cards. So the obvious two pieces of this, Walking Ballista, Heliod, Teferi, of course, to kind of protect everything. Gilded Goose is your like turn one way, along with Llanowar and Elvish Mystic, to ramp things out. Shared Summons, really sweet card in this deck because it really helps you get just any of the combo pieces that you need.
Nice.
Lyra Dawnbringer.
What if your combo doesn't work?
Well, yeah,
you always need a plan B.
It's your plan B. It's the one of that just gets you there. Does dig a lot with Commune and things like that. Pretty good fixing. Spell Pierce for some early interaction, which is really nice. If you do not have the Teferis, the Spell Pierces hopefully will do because this can kind of ramp things out pretty quick. And then Banishing Light to deal with non-land permanents and things like that. So really sweet deck though. I really like this one. Nice. I'm very, very interested to play it. I did watch I want to say it was Star City Games playtest this a little bit.
Okay.
It did not do very well against an Orzhov enchantments list. However, that is naturally going to be a fairly bad matchup So I'm interested to see how it does
Why do you
against other
say
decks. Well, this is kind of built to like, I'll say it's built to deal with the instance on like the control side of the field where you've got Teferis, you've got Spell Pierces, things like that. Spell Pierce still helps a little bit. Teferi does a lot less against an enchantment deck. You can bounce it, but then it's very easy for them to return and kill. Because you've got Elvish Mystics and things, but it's not like they're not going to do much block. Yeah, it's not protection really.
Okay.
It's not doing anything to protect the Teferi, so the Teferi is really just in there to block that. So the enchantments, the Orzhov enchantments deck that they were running at least, just had like removal after it was just like banishing light effects, cast down or castaways, things like that.
Makes sense.
And so it was like you have to do the combo all in one turn. And that's a tougher, like you have
That's a hard ask.
That's a hard ask. The shared summons was a really sweet card up against that list because you would always be able to pull them. But that deck also had hand destruction and things like that as well, which made it any combo deck is going to have a hard time against hand destruction. So unfortunately, I do think that was just a bad matchup.
Okay. That's
I mean, you should be able to handle every matchup as best you can, so it didn't do well there, but I am interested to see how it does against some other decks. Just out of curiosity. I think it could be sweet.
Nice.
And like I said, there's variants on this deck. Not necessarily Bant, but I really like the Bant list. Cool. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about.
The Pioneer deck that I'm excited to get an upgrade. Cats!
Yo, cats.
Cats! If I knew any cat songs, now would be the time.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. I like good musicals. So I don't like cats. Have we talked about the storyline to Cats?
You mentioned it once.
Yeah.
But go ahead, share it with the viewers.
Thank you for indulging me. So, the plot to Cats. This is not a bit. Homeless cats gallivanting through the streets happen upon, or maybe it happens upon them, regardless, bump into aliens. All right. You're still with me. A spaceship. So they thought, purr, purr, lick, 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 lick. I'm a cat, shit in a box, stuff like that. What are we going to do to win this alien's favor? I know, cat talent show. But what does the winner get? A trip to heaven with the aliens. End credits.
See, that's amazing to
That's
me.
it. So here's the thing.
That really gets lost in the translation.
Doesn't it? The writers of Cats, way back in the day, just wanted to make a really fun musical. And then the theater company that they worked for at the time was like, you know what? Sure, but have a story for it. And they were like, ugh, fine. So they all got in a little room, got high as shit. And now we have Cats.
So glad for that. Have you watched the new one? I assume you would not.
The James Corden Cats gave to me.
Oh. Hello.
Go away!
Jeez. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't like the CG. It's so freaky.
Yeah, that style of Idris Elba's in it though, and he's never been in a bad movie.
I mean, yeah, totally.
Cats and magic is good. We get a new kitty cat in Theros Beyond Death. Check him out, Kev. I don't know if you've seen him yet. Have you seen him? Have you seen him?
Have I seen him?
Yeah, have you seen him?
I don't know.
Have you seen him yet? All right.
Probably, because I've opened like 4 boxes of this set by now.
So cat. Oh fuck!
This is going well.
I went past him. There he is.
Oh, yeah.
A 2-drop 3/3.
Yeah, this card is sweet.
Indestructible.
It's the new Fleecemane.
It's a bronze hide lion. It's worse than Fleecemane.
Yeah, Fleecemane's sweet.
Fleecemane is just
that's just pure value. Like
but you know what I'm not upset about is 4 of both of them.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You pair this with that one kitty cat from Almond Cat, the green one, the green cat lord. I don't remember the name.
Is it green or is it white? Regal Caracal comes to mind.
Yes, but I'm also thinking the green one. You can Caracal
Oh,
too.
Pride Sovereign?
Maybe. Do it. Put it in. See if that's it. If that's it,
I
I'm going to
need
give you a nickel.
Oh, you already.
Yeah. I know how to do this.
I spelled that very incorrectly. Click right there.
Huh?
I spell good.
You sweet bastard. There you go.
Look at that.
That's it. So, yeah.
Also, this is Hour of Devastation, just for political correctness.
Huh?
Not Amonkhet. It's Hour of Devastation, just for political correctness.
Oh, pardon me. Quite pardon me. Excuse. Whoa.
I don't want to be feeding
guys.
misinformation. We've never done that.
The Amonkhet block. How about that?
There you go. That works.
Cool. I'll fuck you with shapes. So, that wasn't a sex joke. It wasn't. It could have been. Anyway, other cards we did not mention last time that we should mention this time just because we should. The intervention cycle is good.
All good.
Mostly. There's better ones. Obviously, it's a cycle. That's how things go. But they're all decent. They'll all be played and constructed for a little bit. And then 3 are going to be are gonna stick around.
You right.
I know. But yeah, so those are good. This card goes in the Rakdos list. This card goes in...
Perforous' intervention. Yeah,
Perforous intervention, excuse me. It also goes in the Satyr list as well.
Yep.
Why not? Does it go in red decks? Yes, it does, because it's a red card, and it does scaling damage.
Yeah. No, I like it. It scales, which is great.
Downside, sorcery speed.
Yeah, I don't like the sorcery speed on this one.
Ooh.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Heliod's intervention is instant speed?
Let's find out. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I would be surprised if any of them are instant speed.
Yeah, well, I would be too, but it's...
no, what have I done?
What are you talking
tabs all up in the yin yang.
Yes,
it is an
instant
instant.
3 of them are instant speed.
Well, that makes sense.
So Heliod's intervention is going to be very good during standard, solely because it hits enchantments.
I don't know.
Gaining a lot of life, twice X life is great. But I'm just saying that, like, the fact that it hits enchantments is kind of insane. Because, like, for 4 mana, you can kill 2 things, theoretically, against the right deck. Like, I think that that's sideboard, but I think that that's super good.
Okay, Kevin, you have 6...
And in draft, it's amazing.
You get 6 mana.
Yeah. Would you rather gain 8 life or destroy things?
No.
Is that what you're asking?
You're gonna die.
Okay.
Sphinx's Rev or this?
Oh, I see.
So you have 6 mana.
So it's like end of their turn.
And we'll say pre-combat damage. Let's go crazy. You have priority. If you pass back, the damage step happens.
I mean, this would definitely be better in that instance, right? Because you're gaining more life.
Yeah. And
it costs less to gain more. Like, the problem with Sphinx's Rev is it's very good at the end step of the opponent's turn only. Not only, but that's when it's very, very clearly at its best, solely because then you get to untap and then use all the cards that you just drew.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you use it on your turn, you have to make that weird decision of, like, do I pump everything into it? Or do I just not worry about it? Like, and that obviously depends on the board state and where you're at in the game. But, like, this is just going to be outright better in that situation because you're going to gain more. But I don't think that that's when it's at its best anyway. I don't think either one is at its best at that point.
Yeah.
Because, like, so we talk about that in draft all the time. It's the, like, now obviously we're talking constructed, but I just mean that, like, the decks that run the, like, save me cards in, like, draft are super bad.
Yes.
Like, those cards are useless in draft because you have no real end game that you're trying to get to necessarily. Like, you don't have a insta-win combo that you're just fogging until you can get to or anything like that. And
you got your bombs.
You got your bombs, absolutely. But, like, if you're just fogging until you get to a bomb, that's going to be real bad for you in draft.
Yeah, sure.
And that is a very similar situation in that instance, I will say.
Okay.
But I do think that this has, like, a lot of legs. In draft, it's amazing.
Oh, sure.
In standard, if there's a solid, like, Bant enchantments list, which it looks like there could potentially be.
Yeah.
Heck, there could be an all color one with that little Nyxborn nymph thing,
That's
whatever.
true.
But
little minx.
that little minx.
Mix.
But this is like
Thing.
great sideboard tech
Yeah.
for a lot of things. Because even just against aggro decks, like it's sweet.
That's the thing, is I really want it to be good.
I think it's good. I don't think it's gonna survive like after standard.
No.
But like
no,
it's a very good card, I think, during this standard. It's very good sideboard during this
standard. I think how good
standard.
Sphinx's Rev wasn't standard, but it is.
But that's just a good
card.
control card. Like because it's card advantage. This doesn't give you card advantage.
No. Keeps you alive.
Theoretically, it can destroy things, which is like kind of card advantage, but you're
artifacts too. So
artifacts too, but like I'm trying to think.
Sided against like, that one. What has the Arcbound Ravager in it?
Oh, Affinity.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean it's fine there.
Are the Tron
There's
lands
a Pioneer Hardened Scales deck that would be.
True.
This is like absolutely demolishing that deck.
True.
Like
the Tron lands are not. They're just lands.
They're just lands. Yeah, they're not artifact lands. That's very good though against the Pioneer Hardened Scales deck. I didn't think about that because it even hits the Serpent, which has protection from multicolored, which is really nice.
True.
Yeah.
And it hits the Hardened Scales.
Yeah, it hits Hardened Scales itself.
Everything.
Hits everything other than Winding Constrictor. Which is a pretty key card in that deck. Worth noting.
But it doesn't usually get the counters anyway.
Yeah. It's just the enabler.
Sometimes, but
but I mean, you kill 2 or 3 things off of this, and you're perfectly happy. Like, and it scales.
3 things.
5 mana kill 3 things, and it scales at instant speed. Like, I'm in.
So sideboard tech.
Definitely sideboard tech. But I do think if an enchantment list comes to the forefront, like not that it will, but in similar fashion that like Oko did, for instance, like this is gonna be like main deckable potentially, even because it deals with the food as well. So like it kills artifacts, it kills food.
I can just respond with the food, but I mean,
but like you're forced into using it, and that's not going to be ideal for the Cauldron decks.
No.
So like there's some potential there as well.
This also Erebos' invention.
Erebos is sweet.
Is this the best one?
I don't know.
I think for standard, yeah, because you get rid of the escape stuff. Sure.
Yeah.
While still having a massive kill spell.
Mm-hmm.
So like, sure, escape. I'll just send you back to hell. Flap, or never escape.
Yeah.
Whichever. I don't care.
Weirdly, I think Nylia's intervention is sweet.
You think it's the best?
I don't know about the best, but like the fact that it just hits any lands, not just basics.
Yeah.
And like Commander, for instance, that's gonna be sweet.
Pretty fucking busted.
Yeah, I mean,
is Scape Shift now just kind of the best?
Yeah, I mean, Scape Shift's sweet with this. I don't know. There's a lot to that card in particular, solely because it can hit any land.
Yeah.
It's a sweet card though, for sure.
Yep.
Thassa's I don't know much about.
Do you, Kevin?
Oh.
Do you put it in Tron?
You could. I don't know though.
Seems a little slow.
It seems very slow. Like if you're trying to get Tron lands with it,
right?
You're probably in a bad position anyway.
Yes, but does it?
It does deck thin in a good spot though, which is kind of nice. Like very well, it would deck thin. And
if you have Tron activated, you can do this on the cheap and just have a buttload of mana.
Yeah.
For the rest of because
I mean
exponential.
So it's sorcery speed, so you do have to do it during main. I was thinking so like in a world there, because I'm thinking 2 different scenarios. One where you have Tron already, one where you don't.
Okay.
Where you have Tron already, the utility here is essentially to win more and thin your deck.
I don't think it's as good if you have Tron.
Right. If you don't have Tron, then it definitely helps you.
Fetch a Tron,
It is 3 mana fetch a Tron piece, which is pretty sweet. I don't know though. I mean,
I don't either. It is 4 mana complete Tron, because I'm assuming you're gonna have at least.
Yeah, my assumption is you probably almost always have one.
If you're a Japanese pro player, you've already got Tron. You don't have to worry about it. But
wow, man, shots fired.
Tip of the cap.
What? Anabe? Sorry, that was really bad.
What a knobbit.
Oh, anyway.
Cool.
What do you think of Thalia's intervention?
I think it's fine.
I actually think it's really sweet and just standard, but like I don't really think it's amazing outside.
It's just one of those like
It's just good value
it's
for
just
a
one of those
control deck.
blue fucking cards, and they made it a counter too. So
Yeah.
fuck, maybe you play all of these in standard at all times.
I think you can, yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
They're all very good.
Perforos is good in like in Daddy's simple decks, and
I mean, yeah.
that's my new business. Daddy's simple decks. We do red, we do green. Why do you want anything else? Daddy's simple decks.
The great thing about Perforos's intervention though is like it's good in a winning or losing position, which is kind of unique. Because like if you're in a winning position, you just throw a bunch of elementals out there.
Well, it's one.
Oh, excuse me.
Would it not be fucking stupid if
that
you
would
had
be ridiculous.
Turn 5, you make 4/4 elementals with haste.
Right. Okay. Still though, in a winning position, this helps you solidify the game very quickly. In a losing position, it helps you hopefully deal with a creature or planeswalker. So like
it's another sack proc as well, ladies and gentlemen.
It is another sack proc. I was thinking it was multiples, and I was like, holy shit, that's so broken in the like Rakdos aggro deck.
Yeah, that would be the best one.
Hey, you want to win now?
It just beyond turn 5, it's just like
stupid.
Yeah,
absolutely stupid.
So we had to make an instant speed sweeper. Turns out that if you give somebody like a lot of elementals, like I mean a lot of elementals that are really big, they can't lose. It's crazy.
It's weird.
So we have the Flood of Rosewaters, and that is an instant speed sweeper. If you have any permanents, you can just cast it. And that was our solution. We don't think we have to ban anything this season. Just kidding.
Okay, so this like weirdly brings something up though.
He's not in charge of banning. I know that. I just
No. I just want to know, what are your general thoughts on the power level of this set?
Yo, this is like elevated. This is pushed.
Yeah.
Power creep is all right. The power creep has like been checking it on Facebook a little bit.
Yeah.
It's been liking some posts from 2013. All right. That's power creepy.
Yeah.
Theros Beyond Death is in a tree right now taking pics of me. I'm not naked. It doesn't care. It works for it. That's all. It's more so about the thrill, the chase.
Yeah.
The situation.
So I definitely think you're right, and I think widely speaking, pretty much everybody agrees. What, as far as bans go,
okay,
do you think
predict bans?
I'm not saying you think we're. I'm just asking how crazy do you think we're gonna get on bans again? Do you think it's gonna be bad, or do you think that it's not gonna be bad at all? We're just having more powerful decks now in general. Like, what do you think? Obviously, this is on the backlash of Oko, which one was like needing to be banned for so long, and then Throne season just in general had a million bans.
Throne was just gross.
I think then that they themselves were like, yeah, that was a bit of a train wreck. So like,
oh, absolutely.
Let's avoid that. But do you think we're gonna be?
That one.
I mean, do you think we're running into another season like that, or do you think that?
So potentially, the problem decks to me are still Simic. Simic
is sweet still.
Yeah, this Titan is nuts.
Yeah.
So Simic is still a power player. I think it's like 17% of the meta still.
Sounds roughly right. I don't know exactly.
That's either right or it's 11%. Don't remember. But regardless, so it could still be a powerhouse. Food in general is kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
This Rakdos deck scares me. I think if they ban anything, you can ban Mayhem Double.
Because it really only hits that style of deck, we'll say.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's the sacrifice deck. Like,
Oh,
you don't
Mayhem
see
Devil? Yeah,
Mayhem
yeah.
Devil in any other kind of deck
No,
other than
definitely
just
not.
a sack deck. A big old sack deck.
I don't know. I think they will probably take max 3 cards from Theros. So the problem cards I see are not this one. This one is cool.
Yeah, that is a cool card.
So Perforos in a weird way. So
Interesting.
I mean, sneak attack is
Yeah, sneak
kinda
attack's just
busted.
sweet.
So because to me that kind of brings up the Aetherworks Marvel thing where
Yeah.
they just now it's missing like the win card, the card that comes in and is like, fuck you, you know?
Yeah.
But
I mean, just find a super strong card and like you're in
right, that's
a
the
good
thing.
position
That's
at
the thing.
least.
That was the big one. I don't know if there are any other like everything else is just really strong, but it doesn't scream broken to me. The synergies aren't busted, excluding the Rakdos stuff. That's kind of mean. I think you might see one of the Titans being banned. Now, if it won't be Croxa, because I think if that's banned, or I think if that's a problem, it's going to be because of that Rakdos deck.
Yeah.
Or decks like it. So if it's not it won't be Croxa, but it could be Witch's Oven. That could be banned. I could see that going.
I could see that.
Another one is this boy, Hound of Athros, Kronos.
Athreos.
Hound of Athreos, but what's his name? Coronas, whatever. Fuck it, Coronas.
Kunoros.
Corona Light. Just because his static ability shuts off an entire like mechanic in the set itself.
Yeah.
And that's kind of weird to me.
It is a little strange.
I don't know if that'll like
if that just provides a check or if that shuts stuff down too much is what I'm worried about.
That's kind of if it becomes a check on fun, I think it'll go probably, but I'm not
100%.
Not entirely sure. So I could see 2 to 3 maybe going, and I would be okay with that.
Okay.
I think if it's not a competitive meta again, that's a really bad sign.
Yeah.
Because last standard season,
that was rough.
If you're still here in Magic for standard content, like you're one of the real ones.
Yeah, honestly.
And that's all I got to say about that.
I agree. I am interested to see how the meta shakes out. To kind of give my final thoughts, I do think that this is a very powerful set for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if we're getting a few bans along the way. But I don't have a thumb on like what those bans will specifically be yet. You gave some good examples and I could see those for sure, but like I don't necessarily the great thing about it is every card has another card that kind of wrecks it a little bit right now.
Yes and no, yeah. There's a lot of hate.
There's a lot of hate. I mean, just look at the Hound as a specific hate card is like kind of ridiculous. Heliod's Intervention just wrecks enchantment decks. Like, there's a lot of interesting stuff out there. I don't know where we're gonna end up, but I am excited about it. I like this set. I like it quite a lot. I think it's a step. We'll say it's a good callback to the original Theros, and we'll see how long it goes.
I think it is a really cool set. If this is the peak of power, sweet.
For standard we don't need it to go.
If we start scaling it down a bit after that, cool.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it's
interesting. But we do have Theros Beyond Death hacks. What up? Sponsored by Grand Slam, as always. Fantastic group of people. I'll go ahead and say the card that I'm most interested in is the Simic Titan.
Weird. I want the Rakdos Titan.
Oh, look at that. I didn't get it.
That mountain. I didn't get it either. Mantle of the Wolf. And I got...
Yeah, Mantle of the Wolf is kind of sweet for limited.
Oh, yeah. No, for standard, for constructed.
Oh, well, yeah. But I'm just saying, and we're drafting, remember?
Sorry. Can I draft the Satyr token? Just kidding. I'm not a...
I got Terranika, a Crowan Veteran, which is like 100% the pick. That card is real good.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't get much else, to be honest, so that's what I would pick.
So, funny enough, we're talking about pro stuff. Caliphate, Beloved of the Sea, sticks out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Mantle of the Wolf is kind of, it's hard not to go with because the enchantment theme is so strong.
Yeah.
And it gives you 2/2/2s, which is very nice.
A lot of constellation in this set.
Yeah.
As a draft format, it seems to be very good for that.
Did we get anything else worth talking about?
I didn't. Triumph of the Annex is sweet. Nessian Horn Beetle, and then Commanding Presence were all my uncommons. Commanding Presence is very good, but the Veteran is just way too good.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Mantle of the Wolf.
Yep, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
I think it puts me in my deck, and it's a good card. Done.
Easy.
Hadris Growth is good too. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. There's a lot of good. I've in practice drafting. I haven't actually drafted for real since I missed pre-release. I was kind of sad about that, but
I knew I would.
yeah. But in practice drafting, it's like the signals are very, very clear, which is always nice, especially for like a newer player to draft a set like this. It makes it very easy for them. But like, there's just some good stuff all the way through down to the common level. Like, there's definitely some throwaway cards, but like, the great thing about what I always love about like enchantment or artifact theme sets is the cards that say destroy target artifact or enchantment are like main deckable now.
Well, yeah, there's so many enchantments.
There's so many that it's like, well, this sideboard card in a normal set is like actually really good in this set, so I'm super into it.
I wish they'd made the Pokemon energies borderless.
Yeah.
The black border kind of ruins it for me.
Yeah.
I think holding them now, I don't like them as much.
They're fine. I added, we're just talking at this point. So I added to the cube recently.
Good.
I made it a 540 cube versus a 360.
Yeah, I thought you would, yeah.
I think I told you I was going to do that. So I did add a lot of new stuff from Theros, as well as just from the last couple of years because I hadn't really updated it.
Okay.
And I also put, I have the unstable basics in it, but I've also put these in there just because we've found it where we need more lands occasionally. So now people have an option. Do you want cool lands or Pokemon energies?
I'll play with these. I feel more wizardy.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I love the unstable lands. Those lands are beautiful.
Yeah, they're very nice.
They're my personal favorite in recent years.
Ooh.
All right.
Suck it. All right, cool. Let's go.
You have anything else you want to say?
Nah, I'm pretty sated.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
We made it through this episode. Look at that. We stated things that were not necessarily wrong.
You can't prove it?
Anyway, please make sure to enter our giveaway, of course, and if you're interested in picking up proxies every month, you can do so at our... Wow, seriously? Hit the camera while I'm talking to it. You can do so at our Patreon. Don't do that. You can do so at our Patreon. All the links are in the description below, so please do check those out.
Quick camera. Make it... Never mind.
I know what you were trying... I'm not doing it. Guys... Thanks for watching, listening, doing all the stuff.
Yeah.
My name's Kevin.
My name's Will.
This has been It Resolves.
No! That wasn't it!
What did you want me to do?
It doesn't matter. End the episode. That was it. It was all